Morning, all my YouTubers, all my blue collar workers. Just want to tell y'all I appreciate y'all. Y'all gonna post some long videos with the last one, man. I got a lot of good feedback on that. I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody subscribing, sharing the videos, liking the videos, commenting on the videos. I try to respond to everybody. Seems like that's kind of one of the things that really people seem to respond to is the amount of money that you can make in the trades. That's kind of why I focus on that. Like, for a lot of people, I don't know, a lot of people when I go to school and stuff, a lot of the older pipe fitters and stuff, they always talk about joining the union for their family, for the benefits, for the health and welfare, for the pension. Me, I'm one of the people that you kind of got to drag to the doctor kicking and screaming. Like, I'm not gonna go to a doctor unless I got to go in an ambulance. Like, it's not that serious. I'll get better. I know at some point that's gonna be something that's worthwhile though. But one thing I kind of wanted to explain to people that don't know, because union jobs are a little bit different than if you work as a skilled trade non-union. Like, I'm not saying a non-union job's not bad. I'm not like super pro union. It just in the trades there is a difference. Like, one of the big things is a pension. Like, I don't know if people really, like, I never really understood it. I worked at a lot of jobs where you got like a 401k or whatever, and then the company will match you 6%. That ends up coming out of your check. So I mean, I always looked at it at the time, like, I always wanted all my money on my check, because I'm like, I need all that money to pay my bills, whatever. I didn't want to put no money away for retirement like that so far down the road. It was more important to just have money day to day. So when you get into the union, you get a union job, you get a pension. So what a pension is, basically it's like a 401k account. Is a retirement account, but it's a little bit different than that, because like a 401k account or a retirement account, you're putting money in there and it's kind of like putting it in the stock market. Depending on how the stock market does, it's going to go up or go down, and then you can draw from that as after you hit your retirement age. A pension is a little bit different. Like, maybe they're not all the same. I'm not saying I'm an expert on this. I'm just going to tell you what I understand from what I was told about our pension. So we have two pensions. We have our pension and our pension annuity. Our pension, for every hour of work, you get so much pension, like so much goes into by pension credits, and the pension credits, they add up to so much, and it turns into how much you receive every month for the rest of your life. Like, it's like a 401k, you can spend it up. My mom's in that situation, actually. She had a 401k when she ended up having a stroke, and retired, and she ended up having to use all her 401k to move. Now she's in a situation where she ain't got no money, she ain't got no 401k, she's just on Social Security. So the pension, you're gonna get them payments for life. So the more you work, the longer you're putting into your pension, the higher amount you're gonna get every month is gonna be. Like, I just started out in the second year, so right now I think my pension credits added up to like a couple $100 a month. So when I retire, I'm gonna get a couple $100 a month right now for the rest of my life, regardless. And then it works out somehow. If you're married or something and you die, your wife gets it, or whatever, you can have somebody else get it, I think, for the rest of their life or until it runs out, whatever. But the longer you're working, so that's why I kind of want to try to push the message out there for younger people to get into these trades, get into a union construction field. If you start out young and you start getting them pension credits, you're gonna have a lot. Like, by the time you retire, you're gonna be sitting comfortable. You ain't never gonna have to worry about money again. You're gonna be getting, I think, one of the journeymen I was working on my first jobs, he was about to retire. I don't even know when he had came into the trades, but what he was gonna get was like $6,000 a month for the rest of his life from his pension, and that's pretty good money. That's decent. So when you start out, like, I'm a little bit older. I'm 43 right now, so I don't know how long I'm gonna have to work to end up getting that amount of pension credits. I know when we get our contract negotiations, we keep trying to add more money, and they keep putting, every time we vote where to put the money at, a lot of the old timers, they like to put money in the pension, so we just put like another $1.84 an hour in the pension. That's not money that comes out of my check. That's money the contractor pays. So the only way it really affects me is that we could have put that money on the check, you know what I mean? But when you get your check every week, you don't see money coming out of what you got coming, you know what I mean? That's a whole separate line of what the contractor's paying. So that's something that is kind of valuable. Like, I'm getting a little bit older now, so it's kind of starting to make sense. I'm seeing, not for me necessarily, but I'm seeing people that I grew up with that are getting older, And as they're getting to like retirement age, I'm seeing their financial struggle. So pension is definitely something that is it's worth shooting for. It's worth getting something when you're young, especially if it's not something that you're seeing coming out of your check. If you can get a job, and here's another thing also, like I've always worked jobs where it's like I will always go where I can make the most money. So if I find another job opportunity where I can make more money, I'm gonna go to a different job. And I kept doing that repeatedly since I got out of prison. The last 5 years, I had worked for like 5 different welding places because I'd get a different opportunity somewhere else. They would want to pay me a couple bucks an hour. I go to my employer like, hey, these people are gonna pay me this much. What you want to do? You want to keep me or what? And they'd usually come back with a lower offer. And oh, well, we really want to keep you. And it's like, look, I mean, I gotta take care of myself, number one. So you guys will be all right. I'm gonna go over here and get this money. So when you're with the union, it's kind of a career, you know what I mean? You're not going to be bouncing around. Now, that's not saying you're going to work for the same contractor or the same place forever. Like jobs, construction jobs, we work ourselves out of a job every time we go to work because we're trying to complete a project. There's always another project though. And sometimes you get slow. You might not have work for whatever reason, you know, or you mess up or something. I mean, there's different reasons. Usually if you got a good attitude and you working hard and you making yourself valuable, you're going to stay on the job until it's completed or until something else comes up. Your contractor might find another job to send you over to because they know that you're a valuable worker. So it's like you're working the same field and you're going to get the same pay as a union member. You're going to get the same pay no matter what contract you go to. That's kind of one of the benefits of being union, is that you don't never have to go put in another job application. The union hall is going to find you work. If you're laid off for whatever reason, you go down to the hall, you put your name on a list, something comes up, they're going to call you. Hey, what do you think about this? Or you can bug your BA and be like, hey, what's coming up? You might take some short calls. If you really need money, whatever, you can take some short calls. There's always different jobs available. So yeah, that's just kind of something with the money side. That's for the youth. Like, man, I wish I would have found out about this when I was about 18. I would have been on this. I'd probably be running work as foreman somewhere right now, and I'd have probably a fat pension. But right now, as it is, I'm getting what I can get. Another thing with, I don't know if every local is the same, but I know our local, we have paramedic benefits. So say if I work overtime, I get time and a half after 8 hours. So 8 to 10 hours, I get overtime. So that's time and a half. My benefits also get time and a half during that. Now, if I go over 10 hours and say we work in 12s, anything after 10 is double time. So not only is my paycheck going to be double, all my benefits double too. So your pension credits, your health and welfare money, and then your vacation time. We get vacation time. That's like $4.50 an hour. That's on top of your check. You know, you get that every month. That also doubles. So then all of a sudden you're going to, $9 an hour for double time. So there's some benefits to unions, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's right for everyone or it's right for every industry, but I definitely feel in the skilled trade sector, trade unions are a good thing, like, because your union is going to be the one that's training you. Like, as a pipe fitter in Minneapolis, we're like one of the highest licensed trades in the state. We end up with 5 licenses, state and city licenses, so we can take them and pretty much work everywhere with them. But like some of the other unions, like teachers unions, I feel like they kind of give us a bad rap just because they're not educating the teachers. Like, the teachers go get their own education wherever they get it, and they got to pay for it, whatever. So every teacher's going to come in with a little bit different training, a little bit different experience. Whereas in a trade union, everybody coming out the hall is going to know the exact same thing. And then, I mean, you're going to meet other people that have learned different things on the job, and they're going to teach you things on the job too that you might not have covered in school. So yeah, I don't know. That's just a little something. I don't know. Probably not the most interesting video to everybody, but I'm just hoping that I can reach some of the younger people out there and give you some options. Like college ain't it for everybody. There's a lot of fluff in college. Like they teach you a lot of stuff that might not necessarily directly make you make more money. Trade union, everything that we're learning is something that the contractors want us to be able to know, so that we're a better worker, so that we can do these different jobs and they can send you out to more things, and it's going to make you more employable. Because if a job comes up and say it's a stainless steel job, you don't know nothing about stainless. Well, if you fucking had that training or whatever, or you went and did some welding down the training center and you learned about stainless, Well, guess what? Now you on that job because you got the experience. They can call down and say, "Hey, we need a stainless welder." Okay, we got this guy right here. He passed his UA test on stainless. So that's it. I'm just sitting here waiting to go to class. This is my last week of school for the year, so I think I got 2 days of piping and layout, and then we have advancement testing on Thursday and Friday. So fingers crossed, pass them tests, get that raise. Everybody keep working. Have a good day.